What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. As you can see, I've been mewing harder than last time, like Greg Doucette. In my last video on the winter arc that I was starting, and basically I was gonna start, getting my things together because I was kind of slacking off. I was still going to the gym, but I wasn't like eating, super optimally or whatever. Now back to tracking the macros, the calories, and everything. As you can see, the mewing is coming in. Been training consistently and everything's going well, and the macros I've been learning more about like healthy fats and stuff, and I used to be like, okay, I need like 60 grams of fat a day. Now I'm like more like, I don't really care the grams of fat I get per day. I just want to get healthy fat. So omega-3s, making sure I'm getting like 2 to 3 grams of omega-3s a day, and then omega-6s, ChatGPT and everything, and even Chronometer says, since I'm like a young male, I need like 16 grams, 17 grams of omega-6s per day. And of course there's different types of omega-6s and even different types of omega-3s. There's your EPAs, your DHAs, and your ALAs, but only the ALAs are essential for the omega-3s. But at the end of the day, omega-3s and omega-6s, as families of those different fats, are essential fats, whereas like saturated fats and trans fats aren't essential. So I've been focusing, making sure I'm getting some omega-6s, some omega-3s. So basically for that, I'm trying to do 2 fish oils a day with the EPAs and the DHAs, because I don't really eat fatty fish. I want to. I don't really like the taste of it, but I want to eat it, but it's just too expensive, and I just, don't really like the taste of it. So those 2 factors combined just make it something that is not really happening right now. But obviously in the future, if I have more money, then yeah, I'll be including that to help me get more EPAs, DHAs in, but and more fats in general, but yeah, not right now. But basically what I'm doing is I mix my creatine with like some flaxseed and then some hemp hearts, and that gives you a lot of omega-3 ALAs, which are the essential ones, and then pretty much no EPAs or DHAs, but I'm having the fish oils for the EPA and the DHAs. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And for the omega-6s, there's that in hemp hearts, and I don't eat, like a lot of people actually overconsume omega-6s because that's in like sunflower oil and different types of oil that they use for cooking. So if you're eating a lot of like fast food, a lot of like Big Macs from McDonald's, Big Mac, then you're going to be getting lots of omega-6s and you don't need to worry about it. But if you're someone like me that eats like mostly like unprocessed, I eat like artificial sweeteners and stuff, so you might be in the comments like, you eat processed food, but I don't really eat like Big Macs or anything like that, so, or like fast food stuff. So my omega-6s are under the recommended amount, under 16 grams, so I'm probably trying to raise it up a bit and then keep my omega-3s. My omega-3s, I'm getting like 2 to 3 grams. Before I was only getting like 1 gram, so now that I'm getting more of the healthy fats, even though my total grams of fat isn't like 60 what it used to be, it's only like maybe 50 or like 48 grams of fat a day. I'm focusing more on getting less of like the saturated fats and more of like the polyunsaturated saturated fats, the monounsaturated fats, more of the omega-6s, the omega-3s, and I've been noticing quite a bit of a difference just in energy levels, just mood, libido, everything, with health, and my body temperature when waking up. That's a good way to tell your metabolic rate and how everything's going. And it was 37 degrees Celsius last time I checked, which is like 98 degrees Fahrenheit if I can remember. And I was watching more plates, more dates, Derek videos, and if 98 degrees is like the temperature you're supposed to be at, so if you go down to like 96, you're probably hypothyroid and your like metabolism might be crashing. But I don't really know the exact numbers, but that's a way that you can tell if your body's like cooling down a lot. Your metabolism might be slowing to preserve energy. That hasn't happened yet. I've been on like 2,300 calories a day. I'm not like super exact on the tracking and the calories, but I try to be as accurate as I can. Working a decently active job, working out like 3-4 days a week, and not crazy amounts of cardio, but going on the treadmill probably an average of 2 hours a week, spread out through little bursts. And obviously incline treadmill. Put the incline, you're gonna burn way more calories. And yeah, I don't know. My eyes are really dry though, so that's why I'm blinking so much. But I'm pretty sure they were like that in the last video anyways, so but yeah, so I'm trying to focus more on healthy fats, but I don't really care my grams too much. As long as my total grams aren't like below like 40. 40 is kind of the deadline. You probably don't want to go too low on fats for too long, or else probably start to notice some negative side effects. And then probably try not to go over 60, since I'm trying to have adequate carbs. And that brings me to my next point. I'm trying to keep my carbs high, because I've noticed some days if I go too long with too low of carbs, I start to get really low energy, really hungry, and I find carbs are actually more satiating for me than protein. Like protein, as long as I hit like at least 130 grams a day, like that pretty much maxes out like my satiety, my feelings of fullness, my energy and everything. And 130 grams, that's like from all sources, vegetables, fruits, meat sources, whey sources, protein shakes, everything, protein bars, 130 grams in a day. And I weigh right now, like this morning I was 157.5 pounds. When I started the winter cut, I think it was like 171 pounds. And that was like, I don't even know how long ago, but I was like 171 pounds, I'm pretty sure, in the morning. But you got to remember, that's a start of a cut. When you first cut, you can expect to lose like 5-10 pounds of glycogen, water weight, bulk weight, just waste stool weight from your food and stuff that you crap out. So let's just take an average of 7 pounds. Let's say 7 pounds. 171 minus 7, that's like 164. So I probably lost maybe like 6 pounds of actual fat tissue weight, and it's probably been like 4 or 5 weeks. I could probably check actually right now. Yeah, so I think it's been like 4 or 5 weeks. A little over 4 weeks since I've done my last winter video. That's kind of when I started everything, locking in. And so I've lost a good amount of weight, but I've been making sure that I've been training hard, sleeping decently, not the best sleep in the world because I'm working lots and stuff, but trying to get the best sleep that I can, while still getting everything done in my life. And probably around 6 hours a night on average, maybe 7 if you include the weekends when I sleep in. So not the best, but better than like 4 hours a night or something crazy low like that, like some of those people do, and try to pull off. So, and I try to take my recovery serious, but so I have off days. Obviously I'm not training every day. I train like 4 days a week, just make sure there's like a day or two before I train that muscle group. Again, I don't really have a set program where I have like set rest days, because my schedule is always changing, so it's just easier to kind of go with the flow. And I find I'm gaining muscle. Like my lifts are either staying the same or going up, which is awesome. I'm cutting and my lifts are staying the same or going up, so that's good. And leanness, I would say I'm definitely getting leaner. The 6-pack is, I can kind of see the 6-pack when I pull down the flab and I look in the mirror. I can kind of see the 6-pack. I've never really been able to see my abs before in my life, except for maybe when I was like a little kid. But then when I got fat, definitely couldn't see my abs. But then when I cut way down before to like 140, could not see my abs still. But now, since I'm building up muscle, I'm taking it slowly instead of just drastically cutting. Then I feel like I'm making more progress and I can kind of see the abs. Some days on the lower carb days, I'll have less energy, so I try to have more caffeine. Oh, that's the other thing. On the low, it's weird because, with carbs and stuff and glycogen, when you have more carbs, you expect to, have glycogen that like fills with water. For every gram of carb, I'm pretty sure you store or for every gram of carb, it's 3 grams of water that gets stored with it to form glycogen. So if you eat like 100 grams of carbs, that's like 300 grams of water weight you'll gain with it. I'm pretty sure that's the numbers. You can feel free to comment down below and correct me on that if I'm wrong, but I believe that's the estimates of the numbers. Could be different for everyone, I guess, but that's like the approximate numbers if I'm right. But what I find is there's an effect. I think Mike Israetel sometimes talks about this, where if you're in a cut and you're a little bit stressed out and your cortisol raises, you can store a little bit of water weight. And so when I eat the carbs obviously have a pretty big effect on actually reducing, stress in your body. So I find when I get that reduction in stress from the extra carbs, I'll pee out extra water weight and I'll actually be lighter the day after eating a lot of carbs. Usually, that's what I've been finding. Like, usually as in probably 70% of the time. So, I think one of the other days I was like 161, and then I had like 250 grams of, net carbs. When I'm talking about carbs, I'm talking about net carbs, not like added fiber and stuff, because I eat a lot of fiber in my diet. Fiber isn't really net carbs. Neither is like sugar alcohols. So this is net carbs, carbs that are actually going to fill your glycogen stores and whatnot. So when I had the 250 grams of net carbs compared to my normal like 180 or 190 grams of net carbs, it was like a whoosh effect, and I went down from like 161 pounds that one morning to like 158 pounds. I lost 3 pounds even though I had more carbs. So pretty crazy effect there, and I'm pretty sure I even had way more calories that day too, like 600 more calories that day, just because I was feeling low energy. I was like, let me throw a bit more calories in there, see if it kind of helps, get things back rolling, and it kind of did. So my hunger dropped off. I'm not super cravey on the fats, so that's good, and I find everything's actually going really well. So it's awesome. I'm trying to keep carbs high, trying to keep fats decent. My protein, I don't really get lots of protein cravings. When I was like 140 pounds before, like way lighter, I wouldn't say leaner, but just lighter, I was always craving protein. I don't know if that meant my body just wanted more calories, but now I'm not. Like, I'm fine with 130 grams of protein a day. For me, mostly it's just carbs. I don't know, because I have lots of energy if I'm eating lots of carbs, so I find I'm just like, bouncing, so I don't know. That's kind of my philosophy right now. The cut's going well, getting leaner, everything's going good. So yeah, and I'm kind of just experimenting with things. I find if I eat more healthy fats, focus on the healthy fats, I can get away with a lower total amount of fat. So that's what I'm trying to do. Just get the trace fats in, eat mostly lean proteins, tuna, stuff like that. Oh, I'm also trying to focus more on the micronutrients. So, like before, way back, I would never focus on the micros. I would just focus on macros and, eating high volume foods. Now I try to focus on, either making sure I get the multivitamin in, making sure, I'm getting my choline in, either with the choline supplement, or I'm usually eating like 1 to 2 egg yolks now per day. Even though it's higher calorie, you're getting some healthy fats in there because I'm eating the omega enriched eggs, which have a bit of omega-6, a bit of omega-3s. So I'm eating those, as well as here, one sec. Okay. As well as they have tons of, vitamins and minerals. So eggs are pretty awesome for just like, if you eat 2 eggs a day, man, it's only going to be like 160 calories maybe, and you're going to be getting tons of minerals and vitamins that you might just be totally missing if you weren't to eat that. Even if you got the same macros but just from other foods, eating those 2 eggs, you're going to be getting, tons of B vitamins, biotin, choline especially, and just tons of food. Tons of nutrients. So really getting those egg yolks in. If you eat 2 egg yolks per day, yeah, it's going to be higher calorie, less volume, but it's not that much of a calorie sacrifice to get a ton of nutrients in. So especially if you can get those omega enhanced or enriched eggs, you're going to be getting more omega, so more healthy fats. So that's a double whammy. So they had them on sale at Costco, so I was like, yo, let me get these omega eggs. Gonna start eating like 1 or 2 a day, get the omegas in, get those more bioavailable vitamins in, because you can take a multivitamin, but the bioavailability of some of the vitamins, especially if you take your multivitamin without fats to help absorb those vitamins, is going to be less, to a less extent. Whereas if you have the egg yolks, it's going to be in its natural form, where instead of a synthetic form, so it's going to be more bioavailable relative to the multivitamin. And of course, there's going to be the fats naturally found in the egg yolk. So you're getting that triple whammy of just effectiveness for how available your body is going to be to digest all those nutrients into your body. So some people, like, I love Greg Doucette. I watched a ton of his videos, probably all of his videos I've watched, except for maybe a super old ones or super random ones. But one of the things he says is, like, don't eat the egg yolk. He says eat healthy fats. Like, he says he eats salmon, wild salmon and stuff. But I think egg yolks, especially the omega ones, are actually pretty good from what I know, like, just in terms of nutrients and everything. So including some egg yolks, even just 2 a day, can really help you to get your nutrients, really help you to get your vitamins and minerals in. So I would strongly encourage, if you're interested in that, just type your diet into Chronometer and see if you're getting all your vitamins and minerals in, because it can actually make a massive difference in how you feel. Like, you could be like, why don't I have energy every day? Why do I have low libido and everything? Why do I feel like crap even though I'm eating 3,000 calories? I'm eating my protein, I'm eating my carbs, I'm eating enough fats, total fats per day. But then you actually do some research, you type your diet into Chronometer, and you realize all my fats, or most of my fats, are coming from crappy sources, saturated fats. All my protein is coming from, I don't know, just pure whey shakes. You're getting no actual nutrients. And all my carbs is just, I don't know, the lowest nutrient. All your carbs is just gummy worms. So, and you'd feel crappy on that diet. So vitamins and minerals can play a massive part in your diet. You could go from that 3,000 calorie diet with no energy to, like, probably even a deficit, 2,500 calories, but you're eating, like, you could still keep in most of those whey shakes. You could still keep in probably half your gummy bears, and you could still keep in whatever you were getting your fats from, let's say Twinkies or something. But you switch from going from that's all your diet to like half of it, and you're making sure that the other half is like super nutrient rich, like egg yolks, salmon, maybe you throw in a multivitamin if you didn't already have that. Maybe you make sure you're getting some other healthy fats, maybe avocado or something, hemp hearts, flax seeds. Your carbs, maybe you get, some more fruits and vegetables in there, some like citrusy fruits and citrusy vegetables, and like, some potatoes or something, more fiber, more vitamin C from the citrus fruits. And then, the fiber is going to help digest it and feed your microbiome. And then, I don't even know if I said that correctly, but you know what I mean. Your gut or whatever needs fiber, right, to be fed, to be healthy. And then, the healthy fats, obviously, it's from going from all saturated to more healthy fats. You're just going to feel way better, because there's certain things your body needs to produce the hormones to function properly. So, I think a lot of bodybuilders and stuff talk about calories and macros, and they focus on those, which are absolutely true. You need, adequate calories and protein and certain fats and stuff to, grow muscle, keep muscle, and lose fat. However, if your hormones are all off from, screwing with, not getting enough nutrients and vitamins and minerals in your diet, then it could just, all the other macros and calories almost don't matter because your body's not functioning properly anyway. So you need to give your body the micronutrients that it needs, and then once you do that and your body's functioning properly, then you can screw with the macros and the calories. But I would say, and like vitamins and minerals can be simple, guys, just like multivitamin. Make sure at least some part of your diet is healthy. You're getting some healthy fats, some sort of coverage for your minerals and vitamins, however you want to do it. I would say just track it in Chronometer for like a little bit just to get an idea of how you can fill your nutrients. For me, I was pretty deficient in B12 and choline, so just making sure you can throw some foods in there that fill those up, or even just some supplements is better than nothing. It's not as good as probably an actual full food source because that's going to be more bioavailable for you, but a supplement like a choline supplement is going to be better than nothing, than not giving your body it at all. So doing those simple things, making sure you're giving your body what it needs to simply function at the baseline, is going to be a massive importance and a massive factor that can contribute to giving you the energy and the metabolism that you need to actually get the physique you want. So that would be the big thing I would say a lot of people need to focus, including my past self. If I could go in the past and tell myself, I'd be like, focus on getting, yes, calories matter, yes, protein and macros matter, but in order for your body to actually utilize those nutrients, the protein, the fats, the carbs, the calories, to do the right things in order to give you the physique you want, the leanness and the muscle mass, you need to also give it the micronutrients, the minerals, the vitamins, all that stuff. You need to give it that, and all the other stuff like the omegas, that kind of stuff. You need to give it the essentials, or else it's gonna crap out on you, and your body's just gonna function at like the baseline of what it needs to get by and survive, because you're not giving it what it needs to excel in its functions. So, and at the end of the day, if you're going to the gym doing all this stuff, that's an accelerated human that you're being, so you got to give it the proper nutrients if you want it to be above. So yeah, I don't know, this video is kind of long, but it was like kind of all my thoughts that I had into one video. I was like, should I do a bunch of different videos on the fats and the vitamins and the minerals? But I was like, I'm just gonna hit record this video. I probably won't even edit it. I don't know, maybe I'll edit it. But yeah, it's just a long video, not that long, but I like listening to long videos anyways. You guys could probably learn from something from this. Chronometer, shout out to Chronometer. They're not sponsoring this video, but great, amazing app if you want to track your nutrients, your vitamins, minerals, healthy fats, whatever. They're amazing. Oh, also another thing that I've been doing for the cutting process, high volume foods, always focus on high volume foods, fruits and vegetables. I used to always eat tons of vegetables. I still eat tons of vegetables, but I'm focusing more on the low sugar vegetables. Not that sugars are like bad for you or they make you store calories or fat in any different way. However, I've noticed that sugars are usually higher, fast digesting. So if I eat like something super high sugar like a carrot vegetable versus like a cucumber vegetable, even though they're both awesome low calorie dense vegetables, the carrot is going to make me relatively more hungry than the cucumber just because of the sugar in it. So if you're really trying to lower that body fat, and you're eating tons of vegetables, maybe try to use the less sugar vegetables, and more of just the regular carb vegetables. What do I mean by that? Like, if you take you're like, okay, I need 100 net carbs from vegetables. Should I choose this vegetable or this vegetable? Even though you're still getting 100 net carbs from the vegetable, choose the one with the less sugar. Not because sugar's bad for you, not because sugar anything like that, but because chances are 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, whatever, most of the time the one with the less sugar, especially if it's lower calorie per gram, is going to make you less hungry, just because the way that sugar sometimes can make you want to eat more, make you a little bit more hungry. Not always, but just sometimes. That's what I've noticed. So just eating less sugar dense vegetables like carrots and stuff, and more of the cucumbers, the water based vegetables. They still have lots of net carbs, but just not as much of those net carbs are from sugars. I hope that makes sense. I hope I didn't mess up or go on too long of a tangent, but I hope that comes in handy for some of you guys. I've also been including vitamin D now. It's the winter here in Canada, so less sun is coming in. So I've been trying to get more vitamin D in, making sure that gets hit hard. Obviously, I'm going to be getting some from food, some from the egg yolks, some when I take my multivitamin, but it's still probably not enough, not sufficient enough, because vitamin D can actually be quite a high requirement for some people. Some people way overdo it, but getting like 1,000 IUs, 2,000 IUs, that seems to be pretty good. So I just take a 1,000 IU in the morning, usually every day that I can remember to, which is probably 6 out of the 7 days of the week. So yeah, and vitamin D just gonna help you with, I don't know exactly off the top of my mind, but it's gonna help you with quite a bit from what I understand for just general hormones and just everything well-being. So vitamin D, supplementing with that too. Creatine, I usually have 4 grams of the pure creatine, and then I'll have usually a scoop of pre-workout every day, which has like 2.5 grams. So that's like 6.5 grams. I don't really care that much as long as I'm getting over 5 grams a day of creatine. It's a great supplement. It's going to give you way more energy when you're in the gym, like energy acutely, when you're lifting the bar, and just this extra strength that you need to get that one last rep, and the extra power that you need. So that's why creatine doesn't actually build, it doesn't, from what I've researched, it doesn't actually build more muscle, but when you have the creatine in your muscles that make them look bigger, which is another benefit, obviously, but not only do they make them look bigger, but you're a little bit stronger in the gym. So maybe you've added a little bit more weight to the bar than you normally would, and that allows you to push harder in the gym, and that extra pushing that you normally wouldn't have done is gonna give you the extra growth in the muscles. That's from what I've found. I don't know if all that's true, but let me know in the comments if you guys are more scientific, if you have anything else you want to add. I think I'm going to go now. This is actually way longer than I thought it would be, but I think I covered a lot of stuff. My mental clarity has been quite sharp as of late, which is awesome. Everything seems to be going good, which is awesome. Obviously, it's awesome. The NEAT is still going good. Some days, if I get crappy sleep, I'll be dying, but then it's I can't really tell, because it's ooh, I had a low carb day yesterday, but then it's ooh, but I also only got 5 hours of sleep, so which one was it? I'm gonna go with the sleep, and then I get better sleep, and then it's good. So I don't know, just it's a lot to go over, but I'm gonna end the video now. Like, share, subscribe right now. Don't freaking forget, don't click off the video. Like, share, subscribe. Peace out.